Jack, I have spoke to you a couple of times on camera because you fought a couple of times on the VIP shows in the home corner, where you've done what you're supposed to do and you've gone out there and won really comfortably against the kids that we put in our lads up. But normally, your normal job is going on the road, fighting those prospects, fighting those unbeaten kids and giving them a test. And now you get an opportunity because you've done so well, because you have fought some of the best kids in the country, or kids that could go on to be some of the best kids in the country, because they were all top amateurs, and I think most of them, certainly when you fought them, were all unbeaten, and I think there's only one of them who suffered a defeat, and that was in the English title, last fight out, that Jordan Perkis, was it?
Jordan Perkis,
and that was against Ashley Lane for the super bantamweight English title, wasn't it?
Yeah, Jordan's bantamweight English champion, isn't he? And he went up to fight for the super bantam.
Right.
So it was a cut.
Was
I watched the fight.
I've not seen the fight.
Doing pretty well, to be fair. Jordan's good. He's a nice lad. I'd love to run it back with him, like.
Yeah. I think, didn't you, on your debut, was it Conor Kelso?
Conor Kelso, yeah. Jesus Christ, he was. I don't want to say he just didn't want to fight.
Yeah.
You know, he did what he had to do to beat me, but. You know.
But I think he's about 11-0. I think hasn't he won the Commonwealth at flyweight or super fly?
He's English champion, isn't he?
I know he's won something. Yeah. But like I say, so you fighting all these kids, going in their backyard, doing things the hard way. And last time out, you stepped up. You had your first 6th rounder for an ex-GB kid. Who I think was 14-1 at the time, and you gave him a real scare.
Well, you know, I sensed stuff at the weigh-in, mate. I sensed little things at the weigh-in, and he seen me, and I was on like this side and he was over there, and I sort of collared him looking at, and I lip read what he said. He said to his trainer, I didn't expect him to be that big, Jesus Christ. And I took something from that. I thought, you know, we'll go out there, we'll see what it's like. And then from the first round, he didn't hit hard, snappy, that was it. I thought, you know what, I'm going to take him out here. And we've been working a lot on not loading up on my shots, because I tend to load up sometimes. Like when I boxed Fash, I could have stopped Fash, I just wanted to get the rounds in when it was on the VIP. But I was thinking, I thought round 2, I thought, we'll just get the rounds in and be busy now. And I caught him in round 3 with round 2 or round 3, straight right, and put him down. I was like, I looked at Lee in the corner and said, didn't load up, I just threw it, and he went thumbs up, like. I was like,
well, you put him down 3 times, didn't you?
3 times, yeah. The second time, he's lucky the bell went. Yeah. Because the knockdown was pretty bad, like.
I've not seen the fight.
Yeah.
But I have spoken to a few people. How do you get a draw when you knock someone down 3 times?
Well, in the boxing news, is it the boxing thingy that they write up?
Right.
They said about my knockdowns, but then said Joe went on to win the last 4 rounds. And I was thinking, well, if you can win the last 4 rounds by jabbing and holding, then okay, maybe you did win. But every time he jabbed me and clinched, I put my hands up for the ref to break it, and then I went to work again, threw a few shots, and then he clinched again.
So obviously your confidence is growing, because even though it's on paper, it's not. You see, I've just been speaking to your opponent, Jake Harrison.
Yeah.
And Jake Harrison is like a lot of your opponents.
Yeah.
He was a phenomenal amateur. I think he got to 9 national finals, won a couple of national finals, unbeaten as a pro. He's 7-0 now. Mm-hmm. The good thing about this is going to be your 8th fight. It's going to be his 8th fight. You're both stepping up from 6 rounds to 10 rounds.
Yeah.
Both never been that distance before. But you obviously there's no fear with you.
No
fear with you.
See, like I said to you before, I wouldn't change my record for anything, because I'd rather have my record the way it is now than box 7 journeymen and have 7 wins. That's just my personal opinion. Mm-hmm. I want to be tested. I want to have these fights where I'm like going to sleep overnight and I'm like, oh, butterflies in my belly, and you know.
Well, this is what if we watch the video I've done with Jake, I explain that you know, we're all boxing experts because we all have box rec now, so we can check out the records. And people are going to check your record out. Your record, like I say, you had 7 fights, you had 2 wins, 4 losses and 1 draw. And Jake, 7 fights, 7 wins. And, you know, a phenomenal amateur. But he knows this is no gimmick. You know, he knows this is a real fight. And actually, I think we know it's a real fight because we know what you bring. I mean, I'm just watching you today on the pad. You've done your real session. You're just showing off for me, aren't you?
Yeah, a little tap out.
But you do. You've got a great long reach. You've got a good jab on you. You're nice and busy, and as we just alluded to, then you carry a little bit of power, even though you've got no stoppages. You do it quite hard. And when I've spoke to other people, the thing they always say about you, you do hit hard.
I'm just yet to catch clean. Like I caught Joe clean, right on the side here, and he got back up and the bell went. I was like, oh, 10 more seconds and that would have been waved off. But sometimes once I catch them clean, I tend to load up a little bit. But that's what we've been working on in the gym, not loading up. When you catch them clean, just
well, what I like about this fight is this is like it used to be a few years ago, where, you know, your first test would usually be against a next level journeyman. That's what I class you as. Even though you've not got the fights under your belt, you beat journeymen. When you get put in with a journeyman, you win against them. And unfortunately, sometimes when you as you just talked about in your last fight, sometimes you don't always get the rub of the green, and you don't get the results that you deserve. But it still doesn't deter you. But this is a genuine fight where you've got everything to gain and nothing to lose, and there's no real advantage for either one of you. Like I said, you know, you competed your first 6th round, and it was a good solid 6 rounds on your belt. He had a good solid 6 round. In fact, his last opponent was the kid that you last fought on our show, Steve Jackson. So if you are looking on BoxRec, this is a gimme. This is a gimme.
I've seen that fight with
Jake Harrison.
I've seen it. It was a good fight. Jake's busy. He's a good kid. Like, I respect everyone who gets in there at the end of the day.
How do you find southpaws then? Because you were just talking before, and you fought quite a few southpaws. Conor Kelso southpaw.
Bradley Thompson. Like I don't. It's all, you know, they're awkward. It's all the same to me. It's a fight. You know, and no matter your stance, you could have wings for all I care. I'm still gonna try and fight you, like. So southpaws, they're awkward. I've watched Jake against Steve. I've seen him against Spencer. Good. Like I said, quality, like everyone I've boxed.
So there's nothing that he can surprise you with then?
Maybe, but we'll have to see when we get in there. You know, like, he's good. I know that he's quality. The amateur pedigree says it all. He's 7-0 in the pros.
Do you know, I like it when boxers are respectful of one another.
I
do, honest. I don't think you need to badmouth anyone. You know, it's a hard enough sport to get in that ring. And so, you know, there's no reason, there's no ill feeling. You've never had any confrontations as an amateur or anything like that.
I love it. Like I said before, I'd rather, no disrespect to Luke Fash or Steve Jackson. Like, Steve Jackson's, he's only a shadow of what he can be. Steve Jackson, I tell you that.
Most of them are. They do a job. They come in to do a job. They probably. I was just talking about it today. If they were going against a kid who's 1, 2, 3, 4-0, and they were coming to win, there's a good chance they could win because they've got that much experience underneath them. If they wanted to really put it on, force them into a fight, they probably could do it, and they might even win. The problem is they're not going to get too much more work if they keep doing that. And then also, that is probably their level though. And once those kids have had a similar amount of fights and that experience, once they got to 12, 13, 14 and 15 it would be a different story. If they were to get in with a top 10 fighter, they'd be exposed, you know, but they're not. They're getting in with novices who are losing the game, and they could take advantage. They don't. They choose to give them a few lessons. And you know, but you're different because you're not really. You're not a journeyman.
No.
Because you've only had there's 7 fights, and you've been on the road now for 2 years. Well, you know, that's normally 2 months' work for a good journeyman
Yeah.
if they're busy. So you've never been on that. You're a bit like a Craig Derbyshire who was talking about before, a guy who's on the road, earning and learning to see where you can go and see whether you can finish up as a champion.
Definitely, I'm going to keep going until I've got a belt, regardless. No matter the outcome on September, I'm still going for more belts. That's just my...
Yeah, I like that.
I'm not going to stop until I get one, whether it be in the English, Central, whatever belt it is. I'm going to get one before I retire from boxing.
You're still only young though, aren't you?
I'm 26, 27 next month.
Right.
But I've still got another
But you're young in
6
boxing.
years. Yeah, I've still got another 7 years to go in the sport.
But you're not probably, the way you fight and the way because you get in with, like you say, these are some of the best kids in the company, certainly we're as amateurs, and some of them are proven to be the best kids as pros.
Yeah.
You're not going to be that kid who becomes a centurion.
No.
But you could be a Craig Derbyshire who has a silly amount of losses on the record, but in this, I think he's got 8 or 9 wins, Craig Derbyshire, and 4 of those have been for titles, you know. 2 central areas at different weights, and 2 English titles, which you know mean feat. He pushed Tommy Franks all the way in English title. A lot of people felt he won that fight.
Yeah.
I think he fought Conor Butler for the Commonwealth title.
Yeah,
you know, that is that the role model for you?
Yeah, yeah, I respect Craig, his quality, do you know what I mean? He's good at what he's doing, but with me, like I said, I want a title at the end of all this, you know. I'd like to box Craig one day, maybe. Maybe for whatever belt comes up. It'd be a good fight, I think, because we both fight, and that to me is perfect. Because if you stay there while I'm throwing shots, it's only going to end one way.
Well, he's got a little hammer on him as well when he throws it over
yeah,
the right.
I haven't got to worry about that though. That's granite. That's granite. It's going nowhere.
Well, listen, I'm really looking forward to September the 23rd. We're at a new venue for us.
Yeah,
I've been there before. Gan Central Hall in Liverpool. We've got a great undercard and topped off with a great fight. And like I say, anyone who thinks they know about boxing and looks at your record, I don't think they understand it properly, because
you know,
I know you're coming to win.
There's definitely easier fights out there. Definitely easier fights out there for Jake. A lot of easier fights for him, which is a respect for him. You know, he's took it. I was supposed to do 6 against him, but I had a bit of an injury on my left hand a couple of months back, so I had to pull out, which I'm glad I did, because
now he's been upgraded to a proper fight.
To a proper title fight.
With a nice carrot on the end of the stick.
It'll be a good fight, and like I said, I respect Jake for taking it, because there's a lot easier fights out there for him. Like, he could go and box someone else for the central area. That's a lot more easier fight for him. But
and also, there's no pressure on your shoulders. Your road's already gone. He's got a lot of pressure because he's still got his own.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it. Not only that, the central area is almost a title that guarantees excitement. I think I must have been by 40, ringside for 40 central area fights over the last 10 years, and never been a bad one. So I wish you all the best of luck. Obviously I'm Team VIP, but all I'm going to say is may the best man win. Jack, good luck for the 23rd. See you later, mate.
For all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.